Hello, my name is Larry Jones, and this is my week 4 case study for negotiation and deal making. The negotiation that I have decided to analyze is Disney's acquisition of Marvel Entertainment in 2009. The Walt Disney Company is a diversified international family entertainment and media company. Disney's chief executive officer is Robert Iger. Marvel Entertainment is a character-based entertainment company with comic books, video games, toys, movies, and what have you. Marvel's chief executive officer is Isaac Perlmutter. When it comes down to positions, Disney wanted to acquire Marvel to add its legacy and universe to Disney's already vast empire. Marvel wasn't interested in selling, but wanted to continue to exist as it always has. When it comes to their interest, Disney saw an opportunity to capture an untapped, predominantly adolescent male and young adult audience. Most of their current content is geared toward young ladies and younger children. They also saw near limitless opportunities to market Marvel's 9,000 plus characters in the form of shows, movies, toys, and whatever else they could think of. When it came to interest, Marvel's CEO simply did not want to retire. Marvel was what he loved, and he wanted to continue doing Marvel. As it relates to negotiation strategies, I came across 5 that I could identify. I'm sure that there are some others out there, but I will start with mutual benefits. When it comes to mutual benefits, Disney gets access to Marvel's massive fan base. Marvel gets access to Disney's massive fan base as well. Also, Marvel also gets access to Disney's gargantuan resource base. Disney gets a ready-made, previously non-existent market in Marvel's fan base, which consists of, again, teenage boys, young adults, and things like that. Marvel also gains an outlet to tell more stories from their character using Disney's capital. Appreciation. Robert Iger's great uncle was a well-known cartoonist in the 1930s. He was described by one author as having comic books in his blood. Isaac Perlmutter expressed an appreciation of Disney's brand in an interview, even though he didn't want to sell the company. When it comes to affiliation, it's pretty much the same thing with Robert Iger. With his uncle being a cartoonist, he was able to have an appreciation as well as an affiliation. They kind of go hand in hand, I guess. Autonomy. Perlmutter expressed autonomy by stating that he was not interested in selling and didn't have to. Separating the people from the problem. Perlmutter made this statement in an interview that he didn't want to sell and he didn't have to. But after negotiating, the Disney CEO later realized that Perlmutter simply did not wish to retire, and they were able to iron this out in the negotiation. Some of the things that went well as some of the things that went wrong. A lot of analysts felt like the price tag, $4 billion, was way too much for Disney to pay. In my book, that's, I guess, a positive and a negative. From Disney's side, I'm sure their investors probably had questions and felt like that was a bit of a tall order. But on Marvel's side, $4 billion is $4 billion. So the way I see it, it's a positive as well as a negative. Disney expressed a genuine interest in acquiring Marvel. So much so to Disney was the one that approached Marvel. Marvel was not necessarily in any financial trouble or anything like that. Disney just wanted to buy the company. One of the things that was somewhat of a negative is that Marvel had already made contracts with some other people to, well, I say other people, but other companies for their more popular characters. For example, Sony has Spider-Man, Universal has the Hulk, and another company, I believe Paramount, has X-Men. But when it comes down to it, even though that's somewhat of a negative, Disney is able to get so many more other characters and many other characters to tell the story and market and sell and whatnot. One of the things that I noticed in my research is that Marvel was a bit dismissive of Disney's initial encounter. Even though this was determined to be the CEO not wishing to retire, I felt like this was something that was wrong. In a negotiation, you should not be dismissive, no matter what the situation is. Was an agreement reached? Yes. Disney paid $4 billion for Marvel. This agreement also will be able to foster a long-term, meaningful relationship that is good for both the parent company as well as the subsidiary. One of the things that was ironed out was Marvel was able to maintain creative control. This was a concern for the CEO of Marvel because the executive that was there before Disney had a reputation of micromanaging. So this was a fear and a concern. Another thing is that Marvel was able to utilize Disney's resources as far as their distribution, marketing, and capital. So basically, in that, Disney acted as an amplifier for Marvel so that they can catapult their brand out there even farther. Disney also gets a built-in fan base, which works to their advantage because they have an entire group of people there that they were not able to actually reach out to. Now that they have Marvel, there's a built-in base there. And Disney gets to tap into a market that they had no product for previously. The advantage here is that you don't have to build characters or create stories to compete with Marvel or DC Comics or something else that caters to that audience because you have it built in now. This was my presentation. I hope that it was insightful as well as educational and thought-provoking. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Goodbye.